as much as our parents always try to clown us about how explicit our lyrics are, this song came out in 1940 by Ella Fitzgerald. It don't mean a thing if it ain't got that swing. Meaning,
do-wop, 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 do-wop.
Meaning, if you ain't hanging low, it don't mean nothing.
How did you know that this song was about this?
Because it played today. It's been in, this song has been in numerous commercials.
It makes no difference if it's sweet or hot. Just give that rhythm everything you got. It don't mean a thing if
they
you...
hit it, though.
We did this in 6th grade in show choir. And it was about jazz music.
It was about the jazz man. The homie said, hey, after this little juke joint, I was know if we can come home and you can feel this girth.
And she said, it don't mean a thing.
It don't mean a thing if it
ain't
ain't got the swing.
Try this again. Welcome.
Hey,
I beat you. Welcome to another episode of Random Ass Convos with Twilla and
dot,
with Dion.
dot.
It's no
Dion,
dot, dot, dot. Let it die. Let it go.
Your last name should be ellipses. Because after that will be followed Dion. Like, I have a 6-episode contract. So
dude,
I'll
we
be a free
are
agent after this.
Way past 6 episodes.
I'm talking about 6 more episodes. So if there's any
okay, guys, I'm not even
there
listening to. There's a podcast draft.
Recruiting your boy. I work on weekends, Wednesdays and Tuesdays. I go in reverse, Wednesday and Tuesday. I don't do Tuesday and Wednesdays. I do Wednesday and Tuesdays. I go to the following week. White, I'm trying to stay away from because my views are differently. But any podcast that's looking for me, she can't afford me anymore, ladies and gentlemen. So this is a random ass conversation.
I would just like to put out there that Dion is a trash co-host. So anybody willing to take
trash
him on?
What?
Co-host.
Okay. I thought you said some sort of fancy word. Track co-host? I was like, whoa. That's a word for you. Track co-host.
Dude.
Again, we made it back to the loft studio. Apparently a lot of folks enjoy the loft studio look.
Got a lot of compliments.
Yeah, just 2.
You might have just got 2.
Just from my parents.
That's all you got? From my mom, she said she appreciated your posture.
Well, she knows that I have scoliosis. Wait, does she know I have scoliosis?
Do you have scoliosis, Dion?
I have scoliosis.
What is scoliosis, Dion?
It means when your skull goes low.
Okay, your skull goes low.
Scoliosis. With the side odor of osteoporosis. I have a lot of sosis in my body. Speaking of Sosas, Sammy Sosa is a different color today.
Than the previous lighting.
He's pink
color.
now.
He's pink. Oh gosh.
He's pink. He went from obviously my complexion. He went from yellow, and now he's pink. He's like Neapolitan ice cream now.
Neapolitan.
Neapolitan.
You forgot a whole syllable.
Well, Neo is the one.
Politan.
That's what Neapolitan. Because that's the remix.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, we are here for another episode, fire episode. We got a lot of great topics that I have no idea what we're going to talk about. But we're going to tackle them.
I love your confidence in it.
We're going to tackle them by the legs.
By the legs. I feel really sad because I don't have my mug here. I need to bring my mug to the loft, and I need to just print off before I get to the loft.
It shows you that you are a bad producer. But, I'm
a busy producer. Don't ever come for me, sir. I'm a very busy producer without an assistant. So if anybody's needing to do some work, I'm looking for an assistant. Dion said he was going to help me find one. He never did.
I did. Then I realized that if you can't help me, why should I hire
just like to hear himself to talk. He just needs somebody. He just needs stuff to say.
Because I'm the one who needs the help. But, apparently you're not helping me. So why should
How did this become about you?
What about
Dion?
What I need What about what's best for me?
He's over here sounding like one of them Island Boys.
What about
not carrying the tune?
How I feel.
So disrespectful.
Can I point out something on Dreamgirls?
Go ahead.
Can I please point this out?
If it makes you happy.
It will make me happy and sad at the same time. It's like a bipolar discussion. Okay, I went back and listened to Dreamgirls this morning, and there's a part, for one, they took out of the movie where Marty was played by me in the play
in high school, y'all, not on Broadway.
Give or take. It was Broadway.
Colonel White High School in Dayton, Ohio.
It was off Broadway in Dayton.
Off Broadway. So off Broadway.
Adjacent to Broadway. But there was a part where Marty was introducing Effie to Cece because they haven't talked in a long time. But there was a part of this song where she was, I don't want to talk to you no more, brother. I don't want to talk to you more. You played me for Curtis. And then he was like, Effie, I have a song, and only you can sing it the way it should be. And she said, I've waited so long to hear you say that to me. Say it again. Say it again.
Yo, the passion that you feel right now and that sing that you're emoting right now.
He was like, because she was like, man, you played me, man, when we was kids. You went on and made millions with that group.
You're my brother.
You're my brother. And he was like, I got a song for you and only you can sing it. She said, I waited so long to hear you say that to me. Say it again. She heard him. She's like, I want you to say it again on your knees.
That's some serious validation. Like, I needed you to validate me. Cece, my brother, my flesh and my blood. I needed you. And you had abandoned me in my time of need. Hey. That's where all the emotion came from.
Yeah. But they took that whole part out, the movie.
Why'd you feel it so deeply?
Well, it didn't hit me. It didn't hit me until I went back to listen to it. And just like...
You need some validation?
No, it's just like... It's one of those things of like...
I have a song for you. I wrote just for you. Just for you.
Lyrics. No. Yeah, but it's like a lot of people have childhood trauma.
Yeah.
A lot of people yeah. And she was just like a person that felt like she a failure. She has a child that, you know, doesn't have a father, and imagine your original partners and friends and group are making millions and you are struggling. Yeah. And your brother is the reason why they're successful.
Right. I think now you're going to get me talking about the movie like it's brand new.
Why not?
But like with Effie, I feel like she was such a prickly character at the beginning, but she was like the glue of the group. She started it. She was passionate.
Was she really the glue of the group?
I won't say glue, but she was the lead. You know, like she took charge. She helped him get that far. And then, you know, like she might have got her little diva-esque ways that created bridges, but then when she was like really going through, she was prideful, so she wasn't going to tell nobody what she was going through. But just assuming, everybody was like, oh, she acting crazy. We can't deal with her no more. Yeah. But like, I think in that process, she had to have her little humbling moment. So she definitely was humbled. Yeah. But then it's like, it's kind of like when people assume like, oh, she's just being mean, or she's just rude, or she's a diva, and you're like, oh, she was really going through something. Right. Oh, there was a thing. Oh, yeah. Curtis is a jerk. My bad. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, he was, dude.
He was not a good dude.
He was. I wonder if this is a true story, because I felt like it was a perfectly written.
I remember when people used to say it was like based off like Diana Ross and the Supremes. I don't know if that's true. Yeah. But I remember that the first time I saw Dreamgirls, I was like, had to be elementary school, maybe middle school, and Hillside High School in Durham, North Carolina, Bull City. You got to throw it up when you say that. Has an like nationally known theater department. They always have. They've always been really good. And they performed Dreamgirls, and they did one for like, I guess a bunch of public schools could come and do viewings of it. And I was just like, I think that was like the first time I was like, I'm going to be a theater actress. Like I knew I wanted to be an actress, but I was like, I want to act in plays. Yeah. And then it hit me later that I was like, oh, I can't sing, so I'll never be in a musical. But no, I've done plays.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think with technology now, you could auto-tune your microphone, right?
So you're saying there's hope for me?
Yeah. I don't see why not. If they consider Drake a singer,
y'all, I'm finna stop all this producing stuff right now. Packing my bags, moving to New York.
Make sure you, when I start singing, turn the auto-tune on.
Turn the auto-tune.
Yeah.
I need it to be at this level, just right, all the way up.
Yeah. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
That's
I had to
good.
detour off to talk about my dream girls.
Yeah. Now you got me in like theater mode. Like I was like, I want to go to New York soon, and when I go to New York, I was like, I'm catching a play. I'm going to Broadway. We have plays here, but it's something different about going to New York and going to the theater scene. DC has a good theater scene too.
Did you go to New York and watch the theater play? Mm-hmm. What did you go watch?
Well, my first play was
series of plays.
It was back in like the 90s. There was this Bringing the Funk.
Back in the 90s? You went to New York in the 90s? Mm-hmm. Oh, I forgot. You're not that far from New York.
Yeah, I'm not that far from New York. And then we saw Les Mis. That was my like second play that I saw on Broadway.
Was that on purpose?
Yeah.
I
went with my theater department.
Okay. I'm gonna say you actually was like Lion King, Color Purple, Les Mis. Yeah. Let me go ahead and drop $150 on this.
My parents did. I don't know. I don't even remember anything about that trip other than like, well, I remember the trip. I don't remember how it was paid for. I just knew I was like, Mom, Dad, this is my chance. Go to New York and get discovered.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, because apparently people just got discovered by walking down the street. You just be like, let me go in the bagel shop.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Do you think it's fair that, because I know what you're going to say, do you think it's fair that movies are $7 to $10, but theaters like $100, $200 because it's live action?
Yeah. So I understand the economics behind it, and there's this concept that like theater for a long time was considered like high art, fine arts type thing. And then like movies is like popular art. It brings entertainment to the masses. So historically it was just that thing that was only for a few people. But I do think
that's a big jump.
It's a big jump.
That's a big jump.
It's a big jump. And I do think that it should be more accessible because I mean, you know, like especially in this day and age of digital stuff where you can go and see stuff. Is no reason for plays to cost that much. I get the economics behind it. Like you're paying entire crews, and these are union crews and union actors, and then these are also.
I know why. Yeah, they literally are coming in every day.
Yeah,
like a job. That makes sense now.
They come in every day, and then it's also like the whole facility has to stay running.
Well, that's like the movie theaters, but that's not that. Yeah, it literally is the actors are coming in every day. The composers are coming in every day. They're not just press and play and walking away.
And like, for a long time. Like you're there and you're present. And sometimes you do 2 shows a day. Yeah. So it's a lot. It's What, I think on average it's like 8 shows a week or something like that.
Yeah. And what sucks, dude, is imagine like the most extraneous thing can happen like hours before you perform. Like, yo, your grandmother passed. You be like,
do you go or do I let my understudy on?
Right. Are understudies already ready?
Yeah.
Or do you got to get a notice in advance?
No, like because you can get food poisoning right before the show starts.
Really?
Yeah, like anything can happen, like you said.
What if it was like, hey, first half it was It was Gerald. Who was the new black guy?
I feel like that's happened before. Yeah, those, like things like that happen, and then and so the understudies role is hard because you got to know, especially if you're not dedicated to like one role. Like if you're like, you have to know all the roles and cues, lines, roles, cues, ready to go.
Right.
For especially if you're understudying for multiple roles, and I feel like there's always like this. In movies, you'll see like the understudy is trying to set up the actor to get hurt or injured or not go on, so they could take over the role and be like, "This is mine."
The word understudy makes me laugh. It's like you're not. You don't need to literally study. You're like just under. I don't know.
Study under me.
Yeah, there it is. Study. Get my water. Go for it.
Yeah. All right. So this is Random Ass Conversations, and I feel like I'm randomly going to choose Dion. 1, 2, or 3. This is how we're doing it today. 2. All right. So dangerous ass. We're talking about the prop guns on set. So.
Did we talk about that last week? Didn't we?
No, it happened last week.
Okay.
We weren't on camera talking about that.
Oh, I was on a different podcast talking about that.
Look at him.
Yeah, different podcasts talking about it. But we can talk. We got different audience. Go ahead. Let's go.
Y'all, I don't know what to do with this deeper right
Let's
now.
talk about it.
Anyway, so last Thursday on set of Rust, Alec Baldwin accidentally fired a gun that took the life of Helena Hutchins, who was the DP. Young DP, rising star. Everybody was like, she had finished AFI in 2015. She had gone on to do great stuff. They were saying like she was like the next big thing. So, and then the director was injured as well. And so a lot of people have been asking the questions, how can this happen? Right. And so I kind of want to like break down first, like on set, there is safety on a union set. There is safety in place. And a lot of times I work for stuff, on shows under larger studios. So like there are safety calls, there are safety meetings, there are safety forms that have to be signed, there are safety procedures that have to be checked. We get spot checked, like safety officers can walk in at any time. Like safety is a huge thing. Like, I mean, like even to the point of there's going to be fog on set. We're using fog. If there's a fog machine, there is a plan to use the fog and an emergency strategy if something goes wrong. Like it is serious. So that's key to say. Safety is important. So in this case, there's been a lot of speculation. Some people are like it was a non-union prop person or an experienced prop person. The prop person was rather young, and to be considered a master prop person or armorer is the person that takes care of the gun. There's a certain procedure you have to do, test, open it, make sure there's no rounds before, and then what's that thing?
Revolver?
Yeah, not the revolver, the
chamber?
Yeah, the chamber. Make sure the chamber's empty. And then you can say, okay, this is a cold gun, and then hand it off to the talent. And so what happened in this case is that pretty much on set, like everybody had gone to lunch. The young lady who was the prop master said that she remembers checking the gun and locking it in the prop truck. And somehow, and then the AD went and got the gun because Alec was practicing. And he admitted, this was news today, that he doesn't remember checking it thoroughly like he should have. And so he declared it cold and handed it to Alec. Alec was practicing a scene where he would have to like pretty much aim the gun at the camera, and the gun went off and it killed the director. None of this was filmed, the DP, and none of it was filmed, but that's what was being said. And it's crazy all around. Like I'm hearing rumors that multiple people are going to be charged with the death. It's going to be a long investigation. And it's just like genuinely a sad story. Yeah. Sad story. But I'm coming from this today with a different angle. Okay. Everybody's favorite Aunt Viv, Janet Hubert, commented on it and said, yeah, you know how black people are with conspiracies. Right. You know how we are with conspiracies, y'all. We come up with some conspiracies.
Man. Please don't.
So she said, I think a Trump supporter on set Alec Baldwin up. And I was like, sis, come on, Aunt Viv. No, that did not happen. However, Trump Jr. is now profiting off shirts that says, guns don't kill people, Alec Baldwin does.
Damn it. Damn it.
I didn't know these folks were still salty about Alec Baldwin's Trump impressions from SNL. Spot on, if you ask me. Yeah. But so hearing that and then thinking about like how the prop master was like, I put, everything was stored. Somebody took it. Like, what's going on? And I was like, well, maybe sis was on to something.
You know what? Nobody wants to feel guilty.
Yeah.
So if someone got murdered on set, you're going to try your best to be as distant and innocent as possible. Right. But when all the fingers are pointing to you, you're going to make it seem like
I did what I was supposed
to. Did what I was supposed to. Somebody put a bullet in there.
Yeah.
And then how many times did he shoot? Because he shot the director and the camera up, right?
Yeah. But from my understanding, I think it was just one. Well, this investigation's still ongoing. I'm saying it like I'm part of the set.
Right. So it could have been.
No comment.
It could have been. Was it an actual bullet? Or was it a live round? He was just super close.
It was a live round, but they're still they're saying they're still examining that. Because they took the bullet that was lodged in the director, and they took that in for evidence, and then they took I think they said 500 rounds of ammunition, like blanks and live from set. They think some of them might be. They don't know, so they're checking. All this, so right now it feels like a bunch of speculations happening.
Yeah, I think live blanks can still kill somebody.
Yeah, at close range, absolutely.
Right.
It's dangerous.
But also, why blanks? Like we can do so much with CGI.
Yeah. We
can make someone's neck cut off, but just
I think okay, so first of all, if it's a low budget, it was considered a low budget film. Yeah. So CGI, you don't have the budget for that. But also, I feel like some people are they want that smoke and they want that kickback when the actor's doing it.
It is a Western.
Yeah, it gives that authenticity to it. Right. But yeah, so it's just a lot of whys because people, first of all, so there's so many red flags. The person who was originally offered the job as the prop master turned it down because he said there were so many red flags. A couple of times before, that morning of, people had actually walked off set. And the person who was the AD, what's his name? Halls is his last name, had been fired from another film in 2019 following an incident involving a weapon, according to a producer on the project, The Freedom's Path. So it's the perfect storm of things were brewing, and it came to a head here. Yeah.
You know what? This could have happened a lot of other times, but just no one got shot.
Yeah. I think it has. For somebody, it's definitely had, and people have gotten shot in the past.
Yeah, Brandon Lee, right?
Yeah. So people have definitely been shot in the past, but like you said, because this is a higher profile, this was Alec Baldwin involved. It just.
How do they scrap the film?
Well, I read in the Hollywood Reporter today that they might be. Well, somebody was saying the best option is filing bankruptcy for them, scrapping it and filing bankruptcy.
That sucks.
Yeah. Yeah.
Especially if it's an actor this is my breakout role, man. This is the one, and then people are wait, you are Twilla Dion? You was the love interest on Rust, right?
And be how Peter was with Jesus. Don't know it, man.
Yeah, we seen you on set pictures.
Never heard of it.
You were tweeting, "This is my breakout role."
Rust, yes, Rust.
Now you busted.
But it was Rust about actual Rust. It was a documentary, and I was really excited about narrating in that role. Unfortunately, we lost funding. The film didn't come together.
I don't believe
Never
you
heard of
as
it.
this actor. This acting right here.
Yeah, so that film was sad, right? Yeah.
Like, what really sucks is, what if you like 97% done, and that was last day,
Like,
martini shot, not pun intended. I shouldn't have said that.
yeah, but for sure, no, that just sucks. But I mean, there's a lot of films that just don't get made or get scrapped because of stuff like there was. There was this. It's actually a documentary on, like, they were doing a film about Don Quixote, and everything that could go wrong went wrong, and they had poured so much money. And I think Johnny Depp was in this film. Like, it was so many high profile actors, schedules, financing, locations, everything kept falling through. Directors, everything. It's a really dope documentary. Can't think of the name of it, but it's about Don Quixote. The making of the film. You don't know that story? It's a Spanish story about this knight who suffered from grandiose thoughts. There was a cartoon on it back in the day. But
Don Quixote. Never heard of it. Quixote.
Like the Expendables place, Quixote. No? Okay.
Oh, Quixote.
There's a word that stems from that, but it slips me. Never mind. But yeah, so and that film never came to being. They got a documentary out of it, but that film never came to
Tell you
being.
something, man. I wrote a play 10 years ago. No, I wrote a short film 10 years ago. The church West Angeles shot it for me. Not for me, but for the young ministry. It's called GPS. I got so upset that we couldn't find a director. So that kind of branched me learning how to edit. But imagine if this was a high-profile Hollywood film, and it was $60 million that I funded this project, and they was like, "Yeah, we're not going to do it." I'd be so pissed. I mean, I know you can go to bankruptcy to get could you get your money back, or it's just gone?
It's gone. Damn. But you don't owe it to anybody.
But I was pissed. That my script my first short film I've ever written nothing happened to it, and I was like, I need to get this edited. I need to get this fixed.
You need to watch Lost in La Mancha. That's what's called, Lost in La Mancha. And it came out in 22 about the making of Terry Gilliam's first attempt at the man who killed Don Quixote.
You said I need to watch it when it's not never came out?
The documentary came out. It will frustrate you. You just be like, we watched it in film school, and I was like,
so Lost in La Mancha. Okay.
Lost in La Mancha.
All right. You said 2002?
Yeah.
All right. I'll check it up. Next up,
1 or 3?
3.
3. All right. So this one's called Dumbass, and we're talking about the Capitol rioters, the insurrection people. You know how, like, on January 6th, we had all these all these people who stormed the Capitol. And so pretty much their sentencing is coming. They're going to trial. People are getting sentenced and stuff. These people are, I don't know, like almost delusional when it comes to their sentencing and what they think they deserve. So we remember the guy, I can't think his name, but the bull horns, the buffalo horns on his head, who complained about the food in prison not being.
Yeah, he said something like, I'm vegan or something like that.
Something, right? Yeah, something, and so they created a thing. I think he pretty much got his way. So now is a Capitol riot defendant, and his name is Glenn Wes Lee Corey. That's 4 first names. Oh, Lee Croy, sorry. He wrote an apology to the judge overseeing his case ahead of sentencing, where he called himself an idiot for participating in the Capitol riot. And that's why I used the word, because Glenn used it. And he already pleaded to 1 case of misdemeanor in August. But he used his stimulus check to get to D.C.
Wow. He got that early, too. For January 6th.
Yeah, like he didn't.
I'm thinking of income tax check.
Yeah, the stimulus check. So he pretty much was like, he decided to go because he had been disillusioned with the protest following George Floyd and disillusioned with the pandemic and having the quarantine. So when Trump said, that there's going to be a rally and invited his supporters to attend, he was like, let me use my unemployment money and my stimulus check and go to DC. And then he said he followed the crowd throughout the day, eventually ending up inside the Capitol building as the police faced off with the mob. And he said, I regretfully followed the crowd like a lemming. My adrenaline was up and I knew I wasn't supposed to be there, but I was in the thick of it.
Hey, into the thick of it.
Pretty much he said this, but like they have footage of him like being like, hey, here we are.
Yeah.
Like,
man, I couldn't control the crowd. Yeah. I was trying to go the opposite way, but then I ended up in the woman's bathroom
before you
spray
know
painting.
Before you know it, it just happened. Wasn't even thinking. And it's crazy because this man is, I guess, the sole supporter of his and guardian of 2 kids. I think one has like autism. Really bad diabetes. Yeah. But I'm like, you should have thought of that. You should have thought of that.
It's I don't know. I got nothing. I can't even make sense of why this was a great idea. The Capitol building. The Capitol building.
It makes no sense. But this last one, I think you might have, the next guy, I think you might have some words.
Go for it.
All right. So a black man received the longest sentencing yet.
The longest.
In connection to the Capitol riots that took place on January 6th. We do know that like most of these people are getting like 9 months or, they're not, it's pretty much a tap on the hand. It's pretty much all they're getting. Mm-hmm. So he has gotten 14 months. And after his sentencing, which keep in mind, 9 of those months they're saying he already served before his pre-sentence. I think they're just while he was waiting for his trial. So 14 months, but he, in his defense, never entered the Capitol building, but he had posted a lot of stuff about his involvement on Parler. And he said and encouraged a lot of people to get our personal affairs in order and prepare their weapons. Let's hunt these cowards down like the traitors that each of them are. So he never entered the building, and he's saying this is racist because a young lady who, I don't even think she was like formally sentenced, but who threatened Nancy Pelosi, had gone to the Capitol building and threatened Nancy Pelosi, received like 2 months or something like that. Bancroft, I think is her last name. But the judge is like, this is different because she was actually leaving the building as she said it. Meanwhile, home dude.
Right.
14 months.
So, I'm assuming that he has a public defender versus a lawyer.
Oh, that's a good point. I never even thought of that.
Yeah, I can't afford that. It was like, they had him like a punch card, just bringing them in like, yep, how much? 6 months. Next, 15. It was like,
and the judge isn't white. She's, I don't know what she is. I think I would almost. She's.
Anytime there's a black man with an exclusive mustache, don't trust him.
And he has a criminal record, so
okay, man.
Yeah. You have a mustache.
Exclusive mustache, no beard.
Oh, okay.
No beard. Exclusive. Don't trust a black man with an exclusive mustache. That's why I was always kind of hesitant on Eddie Murphy and Steve Harvey. Them dudes like, dude, grow a beard. Give me a Willow's peak on the lip.
Oh no.
Give me a goatee.
The judge did say, like, he didn't seem remorseful at all, like, for his actions. He was just like...
Imagine your whole entire day is sentencing people who ran inside your peers' work environment.
Yeah.
So it's
not
like...
Not even ran inside, but, like, actually hoped and intended harm.
Right.
Like, you wanted an outcome. You wanted the government to fall that day.
And... since it's so many, I think they're being nicer versus if it was like 10 people. But since it was like hundreds of people that ran in there, they like we can't put all these people in jail for 10 years. It's like
overwhelm our system.
Right.
Yeah. It's already overwhelmed now. Yeah, and I think that's a good point you brought up about him having a public defender. It's not solely on him being black. It's what you're saying.
Yeah, I'm sure some Trump supporter was like, I'll pay for any legal fees. I have lawyers. We'll take care of it. Except for that nigga right there. That nigga with that exclusive mustache.
Because he's black. The lack of access.
Yeah. He said, hey, what about me? He said, except that nigga with that exclusive mustache. Get him out of here.
Horrible.
Public offender.
Horrible. Yeah, like every time I hear about this, it'll be like, so-and-so was sentenced to like 3 months and then 1 month of whatever it's called when you're out of prison. Was it probation? I don't know. But yeah, so it is kind of like, it makes it so the systems aren't overwhelmed.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
I know this sounds silly. I never went to jail.
Me neither.
But should we study up on what can happen, what are laws and what probation, parole, like, is that something that we need to know?
I think it's
Cause listen, cause like in college we learning calculus, like just in case sort of stuff, and algebra, and
I think you need to know enough stuff just at least to know like your rights, right? Especially us as black people. And I hate to go here, but I think about like Sandra Bland, who did absolutely nothing but ended up in jail somehow. Right. And it was just like,
and she knew about laws. Yeah,
so it's kind of like, how did you end up in jail? I was just driving.
I'm really curious to know why and how does black people know everything there is about the law, their rights, because I don't study up on it, even though I know rights now because of what people say.
Did you say black people, like specifically, or you said
yes? Yes, because most people like, you don't know my rights. I know my rights. It's literally like they always kind of have like why are you studying up on this?
I think it's also like, I mean, in the times that we live in, it's like, let me know a little bit about something. Now, I couldn't tell penal code, nothing. Like, right. I don't know anything.
Because if a police officer pulled you over right now and say, according to Conduct Code 291113, you are liable to let me look inside your glove department without any sort of resistance. Ma'am, please get out the car. What would you say? That's a lie. How would you know that?
Because that is not a law. You don't have a search warrant.
How do you know that?
How do I know that? Common sense.
Right. It said
my rights as an American.
Do you know? Do you understand the Conduct Code 291113?
Can you show me in your handbook that you're supposed to carry? Also, you're not a lawyer. You're just enforcing the law. So don't pick and choose which one you're enforcing. I wouldn't say all that.
Get your ass out the car, man.
I wouldn't say all that, but that's what another thing about. I'll keep going back to Sandra Bland. She's on my heart. Is like when I heard her like being sarcastic with the cop, I was like, that could have been me, because when I'm frustrated, like like that.
Ma'am, could you please put your cigarette out? And I was like, why?
And you stopped me in my car.
Is that illegal?
No.
You can smoke in your car, right?
Yes.
But she's like, could you please not smoke in my face? Or something like that.
Yeah. I mean, out of, like, sure, out of politeness, you don't smoke in people's face, but you don't then enforce it because you're annoyed. Like, make up a reason to arrest something because you're annoyed.
I think, and I'm not trying to defend police officers, but I feel like police officers feel like they're parents of the neighborhood. They're parents of society. And once your child starts to kind of like talk back to you, you kind of feel like, I have rights to put you in your place. Like I'm an authority figure.
And that's the problem. Yeah. Because the sort of agitation, frustration I get when I see someone's litter and children in public talking to their parents, I'm like, yo, do something. But
like,
you don't say anything.
I don't.
Yeah.
I don't. But imagine this. If Because this is other cops. So cops feel like they're other parents. So if you and your husband was in the restaurant and a little boy kicks your husband's shin, you're like, hey, what are you doing? Where's your parents? Like, man, shut up. You heifer. You can't be like,
excuse me, where's this little boy's parents? Because he's finna get it.
Hey, once you going back to your business, go on.
You entered my business when you kicked my husband.
Yeah, but now they feel like it has nothing to do with you. But it's like now you're intervening and like, man, I know my rights. I can kick whoever I want to kick.
I would so be down with that, but like the times that. So I'll put it this way. No, I'm gonna just say what I'm gonna say. So the times that we see people of color, aka white people, confront police, oftentimes they are given actual attitude, have actual reasons to arrest these people, and they are talking to them or trying to deal with them and appeal to their sensibilities.
Right.
The problem is not that these cops feel like they're somebody's parents, but is they're assuming that this one kid is up to something bad.
Yeah.
So it's a certain type of person they just assume is always being bad. So then because of their, you're also always having certain assumptions and then acting on those assumptions. If you look for trouble, you're going to find trouble.
Right.
So yes, there's some people that, you know how people are like, like more black people are arrested for this and that. It's because more black people are profiled. Mm-hmm. Black people and white people don't do different things or involved in different things at different rates. Like white people probably do more drugs than black people is a statistic that actually shared this. But because nobody's profiling and assuming this white person is doing something shady or illegal, they get away with it more than likely. Yeah. So it's like feeling like a parent or wanting to protect and serve is different from let me get all these black people off the street, or I'm just assuming all these black people are up to no good, so I'm going to harass them.
Mm-hmm. You did that.
And of course not all cops, but enough cops to make it a problem.
Right. There it is, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Cops are weird. I don't know. I got nothing.
I will say, what's really interesting, and this is not on my docket today, Dion, but what is really interesting, he got me started on the cops.
I got started on the cops.
Gets me started. So one thing that's really interesting is across the city, across the nation, a lot of cities are seeing increased amount of violent crimes. And you also see, like, especially in places like Ferguson, where police are not responding to certain calls or not going out because of the pushback of defund the police. Mm-hmm. What pisses me off, because people act like they don't understand words or meanings of things. Defund the police, people are like, that means that you're trying to get rid of the cops. And some people are. Some people are actually trying to abolish cops. But the terms defund the police is like, hey, we want to remove a certain amount of money and put this money somewhere else that can be used, because we don't think the cops should be militarized. In a free state, the cops should not be militarized. Like, that's just how it is. I don't think cops should have tanks and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Do they need to get paid? Should they have pensions? Yes, especially for those who are doing their actual good deed in the world. Should you respond when citizens call you? Yes, because guess what? That's your job. Mm-hmm. So it's frustrating seeing like cops not responding to the elevated amount of violence that is happening. And elevated amounts of violence could be because people have been at home and been bored. People are out of jobs and need money. It's like a lot of like robberies and type of crimes like that. So yeah, that was my 2 cents. It's just
let me hear your steps of. Let me hear your what?
I just feel like you're trying to evoke.
Yes, I am. Let me hear your steps of. Now I have to turn into robbery.
Now I have to turn to robbery?
I have to turn to robbery, burglary, or crimes. So if no money comes in now, what's your next step?
If no money comes in, as in I'm not working, or
yeah, like no money's coming in right now. It's your first step.
I'm gonna sell some stuff.
Okay, And after you sell everything you got, what's after that?
I'll let go of my apartment lease and move in with my parents.
Okay, you at your parents' house. Your parents is like, hey.
My parents kicking me out?
You are becoming more of a hassle than anything.
Oh, snaps. Okay. I'm gonna sell some stuff. I'm gonna sell some.
You gonna sell some more stuff?
Listen, no, I'm gonna get some little bit of something so I can get one of them pallet businesses, flip it online, and make money on an online store.
Why did you do that in L.A.?
I could have done that.
You ain't have no escape plan at all.
You said no money, like I was like, so I assumed if no money's coming in, then it is low. Like I thought in my head, you exhausted all the options.
Yes, yeah, but now you're gonna be at your parents' house trying to let me flip.
Well, okay, I would do the pallet business online store. When that'd probably be my first step. Let me buy this pallet real quick for $500 and let me.
Hold on, where did the money come from?
You said no money's coming in. You didn't say I've exhausted all the money I had.
Right.
Let me get this little money out. My Sheba is doing okay today. Let me take
by the time the arrow drop back down.
I know, right?
Like all of it's gone.
Listen, I had done turtle. Like I was just practicing cryptocurrency stuff. So, and my sister-in-law did this. So Nana, thank you for letting me use your 20. You lost it all. But she put 20 in turtle to show me how to use all those crypto sites. And then it just kept dropping. And then one day it was like an 11. And then it was like at 7. And if you read up on turtle, they were like, oh, we're switching over to a new version, like turtle 2 or something like that. And I was just like, this is too low to sell. Maybe it'll go back up. I looked at the thing today. It said $2
versus 20.
Yeah, I was like, whew, losing it. Somebody put a lot of money on turtle. Somebody's probably more, diligent than I am and sold it. But I was like, I lost all that money in turtle.
All that to say is because obviously Twilla can't stay on topic. I'm always curious to know how does it get to the point of people like, I have to rob this Best Buy now.
Yeah, because I think, and I've never been destitute to this point, but it's like I think it is like you have to be, because that's so like outside of like my norm of thinking I need to take something from somebody else, because I know that feeling is so violating when if you've ever had anything stolen from you, it's so violating when people do it. I don't ever want to give that person that feeling, but you have to be at an absolute low point,
right?
Like no chance, no choice.
Right.
Now there's some people out there who just do it because they lazy.
Some people just do it. Some people because they see it come up.
Yeah.
But I just
people, I hate those people.
Imagine if give you a scenario. Come home from work. You look at your direct deposit the very next day, bills sucked out.
Story of my life.
Sucked it out. Right after that, 3 kids. Hey mom, all we have is baking soda in the refrigerator.
Baking soda.
I can make crack.
You need other ingredients?
Right, yeah. It's not. That's bad crack right there. And then you be like, all right, baby, I'll figure something out. And you see like $20 left on the table walking past of like a tip. You know?
And leave this note. So
you
sorry,
leave it,
my
not leaving a
kids
note.
needed. So sorry, my babies needed this. God bless you.
Yeah, that's what you do.
Yep.
Man,
it's hard. Yeah. What would you do? Like,
I mean,
what point do you think?
That's I've never stolen from anybody. I think I have a good reputation in the world that I will have that humble help me to the world.
But at some point, people are like, you still asking for help?
Yeah.
You still asking?
But I think
you owe me $1,000 from last month.
No, not every day. I will say, hey, video, this is my life right now. This happened. I'm on hardship.
Oh, GoFundMe.
Help me
You do
with
a
money. Sure. Or just Cash App, Venmo.
Yeah.
And then what a humblest approach is like, hey, man, I need a job. Please. This is not working out for me. I'm going to outwardly say, help me. As humble as I can be. I'm willing to work for you. I'm willing to shoot for you. Do one of those things. Like, I will outwardly put myself out there. But if no one is like, still ain't hiring them. Still not hiring them. This camera's gone. I'm selling the camera. I'm selling laptops. I'm selling.
Wait, I own half this camera, yo.
I'll give you 10%.
10%. Wow. Yeah. You know, this sounds so bad. A lady who I love very much, not my mama, but somebody else that told me, because I love my mama a lot. Yeah. But anyway, she was like,
so random.
There was a lady on the street. You know, people hold up signs asking for money, asking for help, and she was like, "I will never give women no money because women always have something to sell. She can use right between her legs." And I was like,
"Yeah, yep.
I do not endorse that message.
I am 100% with that message. Women can definitely always get money.
Such a dangerous job.
It's a very dangerous job. Very dangerous job. But you know, 10, 15, you just build yourself up. Stay clean, of course. Buy condoms. Invest in yourself.
Pepper spray because you're gonna need it.
Yeah.
Always. Be your own boss. Don't have a pimp. Be your own pimp.
Yeah.
That way more money go to you, but you don't have nobody protecting you. See, this just got dark. You need a lady crew, people who are gonna protect each other. Ladies, empower yourselves. Yeah. If you're gonna be a sex worker. You seen the
movie Hustler? Movie Hustler, man. Yeah. They hustle these men out of money, blackmail them because they get married men who's not gonna say anything. They're not gonna rob them because they know information about them.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yep.
Yeah, that's how you get that money, yo. These seats are not comfortable.
Well,
you're gonna see me back slouched down. You're gonna see me next podcast. I'm gonna be on the side like this, laid out like this. Hold myself because this is my butt. I think my butt bone just shifted.
You know what I realized?
What did you realize?
In my car, when I sit, I'm not always just sitting on my butt. Sometimes you sit like this, and it's like you sit like in your lower back is curved, and that really bothers my back. So I've had to actually
fix it.
Yeah, to the point where it's like sit on your butt straight up, and not.
So you think it's your seat or is it your back? I don't know. I have any issues sitting in your car.
Yeah. Well, I don't think I think it's just the way I sit, because sometimes I notice it at seats in work. I'm like, why am I sitting curved like this?
Oh, you talking about your curve like that? Okay.
Yeah. Right. So with having back problems, I'm figuring out what's what. Last topic of the day.
I've waited so long to hear you say that's the last topic. Okay.
All right. Oh, guess what? You notice the displays on the monitor. I'm just not noticing it. I know Nate said he was going to do it. Shout out to Nate. But I'm just not noticing. Full display. Anyway. So this one is called Snitching Ass. And we're talking about Jada Pinkett Smith.
Ooh.
So on the most recent Red Table Talk, Jada admitted that it's difficult to maintain good sex life with Will Smith after 20 years of marriage.
Oh boy.
And, I think the episode in general was just talking about communicating with your partner, telling what you like, what you don't like, and just being open and honest and saying, and her thing was sometimes it's uncomfortable having those situations. At this point, he kind of should just know what I like, that sort of thing. So all that to say, we know Jada has been very vocal and open about her relationship with Will. But my best friend sent that topic to me, and then she said, Jada, if you don't want to be married no more, just say that. She done embarrassed Will
Twice,
8 ways to Sunday.
So what?
She said she done embarrassed Will Smith 8 ways to Sunday.
I don't know what that means.
Just in every way possible. That's what kind of saying.
Okay. I don't know what that means. I knew that was a pun of one of his movies or something.
No.
Yeah, man. I don't think she wants to be married, but I feel like Will and Jada is the template of like a bond marriage.
Yeah, and I mean, like okay. First of all, Will Smith has said, like in his GQ interview, a few weeks ago, he said that like a lot of the times that he and Jada shares is something they've talked through and they talked about, and they're pretty like open with each other about what they're going to share in the world. Like, there's one point in the interview where Will was like, "Let me check with Jada and see if that's okay for me to say," and then came back and was like, "Jada's not comfortable, so we're not going to do that." So
that's what's up. He did it on video or in GQ?
It was in GQ.
Okay.
Yeah. The question is though, because obviously they have their relationship, and like how you said, like Jada doesn't want to be married. Jada didn't ever want a traditional marriage, and she's been very vocal about that for a long time. And then Will kind of like they arranged their life around that. But do you think like Jada is crossing a line by keeping it too real? Like sometimes, like there's some stuff that just
anytime as long as Will's fine, I'm sure before anything gets out, Will gets approval.
Yeah.
I'm sure, and they've had the discussion of how open can we be,
right?
How vocal can we be? We know that their marriage is a business.
They say it's a partnership. Like we choose to go through this life together. We choose to raise our kids together. We choose to like forge through this. Still like what you're saying, like a business. But it's kind of like, but in that choosing to love one another and be with one another, we don't ever want to tie each other down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm sure they still have outside sex.
Yeah, I don't think that ever ended.
Right.
But she probably got to make sure they keep their mouth closed. Yeah. No more August.
Oh, she got a September, November, January. She got the whole month of the year, yo.
Yeah.
And I'm sure Will is still an attractive man. Will
for sure. Like it's been stated that he and Margot Robbie had a Yeah. He hasn't stated. It's just been stated.
Right. Right. He's still trying. He can get himself a little 20-year-old,
What's a little 20-year-old? Why can't get
because, man. I'm sure, man. But it's
Willow's 20. How old is Willow?
That's always uncomfortable when you find out that a girl that's attracted to you is your same age as your daughter.
Yeah.
Hey man, leave that relationship alone. Man.
I mean, she just be putting stuff out there. I like the red table talk, and I like the honesty. I do like the honesty. I do, and also this topic was around Gwyneth Paltrow as the guest, and she has a new show on Netflix, the Love Goop something the new show where they're having these uncomfortable conversations and exploring like erotic stuff and romantic partnerships and sex in general. So
do you think when it comes to too honest, you can be offended by some things? Like, I mean, sweetheart, you're not that limber. Like, you always like keep your leg down. You think it's too much, or is it something that I would like to encourage, but you like, yeah, I just don't like that position. Just like, yeah, that's my.
I think whoever like with people and their partners, they should definitely. It's uncomfortable, but I think that there should be some level of conversation.
Yeah, when we first started having sex, man, you had like this sour smell a lot. Then you change your diet, and then you
keep that to yourself.
Keep it to yourself.
Because then
was that too honest?
Because then when she be like, well, guess what? You smell like every time.
Nah, but you know what I'm saying? Sweetheart, we're doing this because we could help somebody. Because remember, you said you were eating like a lot of processed foods. A lot of people don't realize that processed food.
But did you have to tell me it smells?
Yeah, I mean that's not now. We're not talking about now. We're talking like 20 years ago.
You know still embarrassing.
Yeah, but maybe we can help somebody. We know we a template. We know we a staple in the black community. Just know that processed food, gluten.
You have to put homegirl in it though. You could just be like, you know what? Over the years, we really realized that your diet impacts things. Like, sweetheart.
Don't let the cute face fool you. This girl can pack a punch of funk.
Oh no, that would be horrible. It's not, yo.
Is that too honest? Is that too honest?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think so. The reason I asked that question is like, is Jada crossing a line by keeping it too real? Like, I do wonder, like, although she and Will have had these conversations with each other and they get it clear, like, is it like, well, I mean, all right, Jada, but, you know, like, why does everything have to be public? Like,
yeah.
Yes, there's something to say about, like, transparency. And I'm very, like, those people, you know how like a lot of old school people be like, all our business shouldn't be out there. I think some business need to be talked about and healed from and stuff like that. But I'm just wondering, like, what's the balance?
Mm-hmm. Ain't no balance, yo. They've been together 25, 27 years. It's like, man, like she said, they is having trouble having sex with and knowing what they like. It's like, man, and when you have money, you can do the most nastiest, craziest, adventurous stuff. It's like, man, we've had sex in jungles, in igloos, like we've had sex everywhere, and it's like, this is weird. Like,
igloos? That's so cold. Was there a fireplace? I need to know.
Yeah, it was just like, yeah, we did a lot, man.
Under a bearskin blankets, like, what's happening?
I'm certain that they done a lot, and it's like, yeah, we 50 now. We gotta do something different, man.
Yeah.
Eat your processed food again. Bring that sour back. That's gonna be the threesome. I want to see.
Stop. Dion. Cannot stand you. On that note, Dion Lack. Yeah. I think we're wrapping it up.
Yes. Wear condoms, y'all.
Yes. Yo, and I'm thinking that this week today's October, well, it'll be October 28th when this is out, which means Halloween is coming up. Can I just remind you all not to wear blackface, not to wear other people's culture as your costumes. If you're unsure about it, just stay away from it. Let's not appropriate. Let's be creative with our costumes this year. I say this, I play my video every year, and I'm going to keep reminding people, just, you know, like, it's not about political correctness. It's about consideration to other people's traditions, cultures, religions, period. So
can I ask you this?
Yeah.
What if there's a white person who's a huge fan of Barack Obama, Martin Luther King, or Malcolm X, and they have a mask that they get from Party City they can just throw over their face? Is that a problem? Think about that. It's just
I'm thinking about it.
You know, and they got a good impression. Yes, we can.
I think if you have a good impression, you have a beige suit. The beige suit is what will do it. And you put a little sprinkle of salt and pepper dye in your hair. You go out with your impression. You should be fine. But
there's not the black face. It is a mask.
And maybe you can add some ears, just a little, make your ears a little bigger.
So are you talking about actually painting their face?
No, I didn't say anything.
Oh, because you said, because I'm sure the mask is like a whole helmet. Yeah. So you talking about adding ears and
I'm saying just doing little ears. Go about with your white face, because Barack's he's fair skinned, you know. So you don't have to.
You get away with it.
As I said, just salt and pepper your hair.
Yeah, I don't think you understand the concept of mask.
I understand the concept of mask. I just be like,
the mask is already done.
People do masks. I don't think anybody gets freaked out by people wearing masks. Masks are fine. I think masks are creepy. So I was trying to give them an alternative of not having to wear the creepy little mask.
Okay. All right. So keep their face as is. Salt and pepper, big ears.
Yep.
Okay.
Beige suit.
Impression. Okay. How would you do Martin Luther King?
How's the person's oratory skills?
I don't know what that means. Oratory.
About ability to, how well do they speak? Like oratorical contest?
You just said a different word. I don't even know what it means either.
Speech.
Can
they recite "I Had a Dream"? Like, if you just do that all night.
Another black man with an exclusive mustache. Gotta watch him. Oh before we go, I just want to point out there's a song that was back in the 50s or something.
Oh Lord.
What's that song called?
Is it called Swing?
Man, so as much as our parents always try to clown us about how explicit our lyrics are with Nicki Minaj and Cardi B, there's a song out that came out. There's a song that came out like 1960s.
40s.
This song came out in 1940 by Ella Fitzgerald. And the song says, "It don't mean a thing if it don't swing."
If it ain't got that swing.
It don't mean a thing if it ain't got that swing. Meaning,
Do-wop, 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 do-wop.
meaning if you ain't hanging low, it don't mean nothing. They talking about our music.
The next line. It don't mean a thing if all you do is sing. All you got to do is sing. How did you know that this song was about this?
Because it played today. It's been in, this song has been in numerous commercials.
It makes no difference if it's sweet or hot. Just give that rhythm everything you got. It don't mean a thing if
They hit it though. They hit it.
all this time, because we did this in 6th grade in show choir.
Man,
It
they
don't
hit this
mean
song.
a thing. And it was about jazz music.
It was about the jazz man. He was like, the homie said, "Hey, after this little juke joint, I don't know if we can come home and you can feel this girth."
And she's it don't mean a thing.
It don't mean a thing if
If it ain't got the swing.
Put your pants down, sir. He said. He's like, I need to hear the.
But if you watch, like, I feel like if you see, like, 40s stuff that took place in those juke joints, they was nasty.
Yeah, with them loose slacks.
Yeah, they was, like, doing the most, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I want to be in the 40s. Everybody in the 40s could dance. Everybody in the 40s knew how to do the Charleston. They had the real long hats, the
20s.
loose suits.
Those are the 20s.
That was the 20s? I don't know the 20s.
I would definitely do, like, as a black person in New York, if I was down with the Harlem Renaissance group, I would definitely love to do that, like hanging out with all those people. And they had, I'm sure, their lives, like if you read like books and details, like their lives seem
That's the Renaissance,
great.
right?
Yeah, and they just wrote and
Prohibition.
yeah, but they
Boots.
was drinking. Yes, that Zoot Suit song.
Zoot suits.
Yep.
Everybody was sweaty. Everybody was sweaty in the 20s. You got to take off your hat and say, "Yes, sir."
That's just because
That's
of
back to the 60s.
No, I was gonna say like yes sir it was because some non-black person,
Why are you afraid to say white?
some white person was just like demeaning them.
Look at you. You was afraid to say it. You thought
I'm
the
not
white.
afraid
you
to say
you
white.
Afraid for
I say
white
white a
person was
lot.
watching.
I say white a lot.
You trying to say racially ambiguous?
I'm just saying like for like when I think about going back in time, we're wrapping this up. But when I think about going back in time, a lot of times like I am not going anywhere before the 60s as a black person. Like
Man.
unless you take me all the way back to Africa.
Yeah.
Take me back to Africa before the white people came, when we was kings and queens, enjoying all our money and our resources, and it wasn't stripped from us. There's no other point in history that seems beneficial for a black person.
Absolutely not. Speaking of going back in time, I am throwing a 90s party for my birthday.
No, you're not.
Please join me as we have an amazing time. When I say 90s, I'm talking about 1890s. We're going to go back 100 years. And I want to see y'all in y'all best suits.
Slavery was not a thing, so don't let me come see y'all over here trying to be slaves in the 1890s. Reconstruction was happening.
Yeah.
So you could be...
And we're going to have on big bird house lights. That's going to take like 5 minutes to warm up before we take our pictures. The bird house cameras with they got to hold the thing that explodes.
And then you got to reload it again.
Yeah. Nobody can smile. You go ahead and look at them. Because they're waiting like, is the picture taken?
All right, I'm tired of smiling.
Yeah. All right, y'all.
Okay. Well, thanks again for watching. Thanks for listening. Wherever you may listen, don't forget we're up on everywhere podcasts are shown, listened to, aired, where podcasts are posted. There you go.
You just had a mouth seizure.
And thanks for watching.
Another fantastic podcast episode of Random Ass Conversations with Twilla Ellipses. Dion Lack.
Why'd you have to say ellipses?
Your last name should be Twilla Ellipses.
No, my last name should be Tanya, the name that my parents gave me.
Man, let me tell you something. Twilla Ellipses is a fire rap name.
Yes, but not a last name. You said it should be my last name. And I just want you to know I'm not changing my last name.
Twilla Ellipses.
Bye, guys.
Good luck.